Nitty Bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today we've got X-Transbots Neptune, aka X-Transbots take on Sea Spray. I wanted something a little bit different. So for this one I went for the G2 look with lovely shiny purples and golds on it. And also I picked this up from a UK retailer that I had not used before called Omega Lock. So big shout out to Omega Lock at the beginning of this. I'd not used those guys before, but for your third party ones, they seem to be pretty good. They certainly got my stuff here a lot quicker than when I use AliExpress. Prices are pretty good, guys, in the UK, so yeah, a bit of a hidden gem there. So yeah, shout out to Omega Lock. Really good first impressions from those guys. As we always do on my channel, let's take a quick look at the box. And X-Transbots, every single time, kill it with this box art. Absolutely amazing. Love Sea Spray chilling out on the sea. Nice drawn there. This is G2, so obviously we get the G2 style of logo, and then the next generation underneath it, Naval Defense Neptune G2. Loving this box art, it's absolutely beautiful. On the side we get the box art here as well. This again, I think it's a bit of a digibash, this one, rather than actually being a product shot. And then we get the G2 style X-Transbots logo, next generation Naval Defense G2. At the top, again, we get more G2 stylings, and then we see him in his alt mode there. Really cool. Loving the alt mode on this guy. Nice, a little bit different. Although I think that is not the G2 version. That looks a little bit bluer than the purple that we have everywhere else. And then the X-Transbots next generation Neptune G2. On the bottom, don't do stuff, don't choke, don't eat small parts, don't eat small children at the bottom. And then another product shot there, and that one is definitely the G1 styling there of the blue. And then on the back we get a pretty depressing looking sea, if I must say. Kind of a bit of a junk pile around the sea, and then we get his little bio here. This exactly takes us back to G1, even down to the kind of the tech spec here, and we get his beautiful little bio here. Love these. Really wish that Hasbro would bring these back as well, but this explains how he loves the sea and lives in the sea and spends time at the beach and all this kind of stuff, and we'll talk more about the beach as we go through. And then if you take one of your red visors from Earthrise, you can then look at his tech spec in all its glory, similar to the way we used to back in the 80s and early 90s. So really cool. Lots of thought as always gone into the box. The destructions for this guy are okay, but as always, I'm not, those who watch this channel know I'm not a big fan of the booklet style. I'd rather have a big sheet that kind of spreads out before me, but overall it's not too bad. The transformation on this guy is a fun transformation. It's not overly complicated, it's just nice, and this guy comes with a boatload of accessories as well. Nothing that I'm going to bring out right now though. I will show you that he comes with one more card. So as always with these, we get these nice laminated cards that just have his tech spec and his bio on the back. Now let's take a look at the main event himself, and this is an absolutely fantastic hovercraft alt mode. Absolutely love it. Like I say, I've gone for the G2 colours here because I just wanted something a little bit different. Really like the purples and the golds on this. Shiny. As we go through this figure, we can see this guy has so much moulded detailing as we go through. X-Transbots have done an awesome job with this. So much moulded detail, nice shiny purple. as we come around the back, we see the turbines here. They spin round as well. He's got this, and I'll show you what this is for in a bit. He has wheels as well, which is rather nice, so that he can just roll along as required, which is cool. He has his little aerial here at the top that you can just put up like that, and then you can see he holds together really nicely, and he just looks really beautiful. I love the fact that the windows here, the purple translucent on the windows, matches the rest of the plastic on this. There's not as much die cast in this. I think this feels a little bit die casty here, but not too much. He's a nice size. I think this is a really beautiful figure. Fantastic alt mode. He comes with some crazy accessories. One that I will show you first is he comes with this piece of translucent blue plastic and another piece of translucent blue plastic, and what these are is the sea spray. So you have these little tabs here and these two pegs here, and these pegs just tab in right there, and then these tabs here just tab into there right there, so that goes there, and then you can see sea spray has some sea spray, which is pretty cool. Really nice the way that they've done that. So he looks like he has some sea spray coming off him as he's going along, and then at the back we have this tow cable here, very nice long tow cable, and this is just on an R-clip at the back, so we can see we get this R-clip. So the R-clip goes into this hole here. This can be a little bit tricky to get in. The first time I had to separate it with a screwdriver the first time, and then you've got this here, and the reason that you have this is so that somebody can go water skiing. But how can you go water skiing without any water skis? We get some water skis here as well for a figure to sit on. Now these have quite specific footholes in. From what I've seen from pictures, this is for your MP Bumblebee, to put him on there. You can put other figures on there, but they don't clip in, I guess, the way that they're supposed to. So if I get Iron Factory Megatron, just because he's got these holes in his feet here, I can slide his little feety over them, and I can have him kind of stand there. Just move this, so I can have him stand on this, but I can't clip him in correctly. So I think it has to be for, I haven't found a figure that will fit onto all of these holes, so I guess it has to be Bumblebee. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you have any other figures that will fit in this, but I've only really seen Bumblebee on this one. But Megatron can hold this, and we can see that he can go to the beach. And so now time for the comparison. And obviously in G1 and G2 he was a minifigure, similar size, I guess, maybe a little bit bigger than Cliff Jumper. So if I bring out the Earthrise Cliff Jumper, we can see that he's much bigger than an Earthrise Cliff Jumper, which in real life, if we're actually going for reality here, is right, because hovercrafts are pretty damn big in real life. I saw one last year while I was down in Portsmouth, and yeah, they're pretty big. They're pretty damn big. So, you know, in real life, I would say that this would need to be much bigger. But hey ho, going back to G1, and if you want them actually to scale, they don't really scale too much. If you bring out the X-Transbots now, so this is Dead End. So Dead End is a similar size, so we can see there these two scale pretty well together, certainly from a G1 point of view. And again, just to bring out a little hoist here as well, so your Earthrise hoist, you can see is about a similar size there as well. Transformation time, and the transformation on this one is not a bad little transformation. So first thing we are going to want to do is just pull this forward. This is very similar to the original G1 transformation here, and then this bit here, you kind of pull this down and then bring this piece fits into there, and then you can turn it round. Okay, that's kind of just make sure that then is flush with this, so you kind of rotate his pelvic area around to make sure that it fits into this section here. So now you have everything kind of smoothed off here. You can separate these legs here. You can pull the legs out, so you can come around the back and kind of just work them like that. So you can, if you bend and pull, you'll feel them come through then. So you can see then you can bend the knee. Don't overextend these. The loosest part for me on this figure is definitely these legs. So just be very careful with how you transform the legs. Now that you've separated the legs, you're going to take this piece here and just bring it down to the bottom here, so that you can make that nice slight line there. You can then untab everything here and bring the whole foot area round to the side like this, and fold in this little piece here. So you get this little side panel there that you can just fold round, and then you can just bring this piece round, so you can see that it's now starting to form that kind of foot shape. With this back folded in, you can then start to angle the foot round, and then you can just collapse it in at the back, so you can see now you've got your nicely formed foot. Then we just do the same on the other side. So we flip this piece around, we can then move this around here, push this element down there, fold this piece around, and then you should be able to just fold those pieces in there. And then he has his two little feeties to stand on. Nice big clodhoppers there. As I say, that the knees a little bit weak on my version here. Hopefully there's something I can do to fix that. Now that we've got this piece in, the first thing we're going to do here is just these little two bits here. You need to just push them in. So push them in like that, so that they are right inside there. We can then flip him around onto his back and open up these two sections here at the back, so that you've got those bits open. These bits here, and then you can push these in. So you have to, I guess you can unclip the arms as well, and just push everything in to give him that thinner look on his back. They will tab in as we go through. You can then fold everything out, so you can see his little heady. It's come up. Then once you bring his head out, you can come back around the back, and then these two pieces here will just tab into the side pieces there to hold everything together. You can sort his hands out. Then they need to have his arms so that they can move. So you can see at the moment they are upside down, so flip them around so that you can do that, and then sort his hands out as well. These are lovely purple hands. And then do the same on the other side, flip it round and flip the hand around as well. So that's pretty nice. And then just to finish this dude off, we bring out this section here, which you can just grab hold of that. I say just grab hold of it, but of course it's not always that easy. And flip this section around, so he has just a plain, there we go, so now it has just the plain white there. And then this section also just flips around. Final piece just to finish off the transformation is just make sure that the crotch piece here is rolled forwards like this, so that you finish him off and he's a better balanced figure. And there we have our fully transformed X-Transbots version of Sea Spray, and I have to say they have done an absolutely fantastic job with this. It's a beautiful version of Sea Spray. I know there's a few other out in the market, but this is the only one that I've picked up, the only one I've managed to get my hands on. But it's certainly, wow, it blows me away, the attention to detail, how much fun this figure is, especially in this G2 colours that I absolutely adore. Bring him in for a closer inspection. All the molded detailing here all carries through from the alt mode. Nice blue translucent windows that come through, and I love how they flip this around to give this a much smoother finish in this. Coming up to the head, really nice looking gold head here. Reminds me of Goldbug's face, but really nice. I would have liked to seen this as a translucent blue for his little shade, but this fits with the aesthetic of everything else, I guess. So yeah, really nice. His jet propulsion engines sticking out at the back, classic looking, golded out, absolutely beautiful. All the attention to detailing on the arms. I like the fact that you have to twist the arms around to get this more kind of robotic look on the side, rather than the version that we have for the kind of cushioning that it's supposed to look like on the alt mode. So that's really cool. As we come down the bottom, it's a little bit smoother, not too much detailing here. It's just got some smooth legs with these kind of symbols from the front, which is still really nice. But I love the way that the feet transform. Really cool. They've done an excellent job here. Nice big ass feet. Round the back, they've not really forgotten about everything. It's just smoothed out. Still looks pretty good as a whole. I absolutely love it. But like I say, these knee joints for me are a little loose. They keep wanting to, because they're on a kind of sliding peg that goes this way instead of just straight up and down. They kind of do on an up and down slide, and they just don't seem to lock in for me all the time. But other than that, I have no complaints about this dude. Articulation wise on this dude, of course, because it's X-Transbot, has some amazing articulation. His head will give you a full 360 here on the head, and you get some ups and some downs here. You get the articulation on the rotors at the back. You get a full 360 on the arm that doesn't get hindered by these at all. Nice little extension there as well, and a full 360 rotation here at the top of the arm, and then the elbow as well. That'll get into your little overextend as well, which is rather nice. And then the hands articulate as well, not finger articulation but whole hand articulation there, and you can swivel to your heart's content. You get at the hips, you will get a full 360. Yep, full 360 on his hips. You'll also get some back, but not, well, you can get an overextension forward as well, so you can get these thingy, but it starts to look a little bit messy at the back. But you can get some articulation. There's some ab crunch if you feel that you need it, but it just starts to look a little messy. At the legs, you get a full extension here out at the legs. You get a full nice back and forward unhindered swing there. You also get some knee articulation and some toe articulation, or some foot articulation at least there to the side. So that's all nice, all good. Can he ninja kick? I think this dude can ninja kick because he's got a big ass footprint, but those knees may hinder it, I guess. Right. Yeah, he can ninja kick. Accessories, so we'll start with some little fun. We have this little communicators here. If you can just get your knees in, he has his little wrist communicators. He has one on each arm, so he's got one there, which we see him use in G1 when he needs to communicate with people, so he can He can speak on his little wrist communicators, so that's a nice little touch there. You can put those down again on each one. Round the back of his head, you can see there's a little bit of a gap here. So to hide the screw in the back of his head, he does come with this little piece that you can just put in the back of his head like this, and that just presses in there like that, just to finish off the back of his head. So that's a nice little space filler, makes it look great. The reason you have to screw at the back of the head is because you have different faces. So we have that head sculpt, we also have this head sculpt here, which gives him his eyes rather than his visor, and a smoother grill rather than the one with the lines in. And he also comes with a change of eyes. If you wish, you can have the red eyes here. I would imagine then that these blue ones come out as well, and you can just swap everything around as you want him to look, which is nice. He also comes with the standard gun, and he has a little purple weapon, just slots into his hand. Hasn't got the hand peg on that a lot of these X-Transbots do, but he grips his weapon pretty well, grips his little purple gun pretty well there, I must say. But of course this guy is the ultimate beach bum, so of course he would have to come with accessories for the beach. So he comes with a little bucket, a little gold bucket that you can just put in his hand like so. You can just open up the hand and attach the bucket here. And he also comes with a spade, a bucket and spade, which is pretty cool. And he also comes with a little beach ball as well, so I think that's rather nice. Well done X-Transbots, really cool to see some little fun accessories coming with this dude. Quick comparison for this dude. So first of all, with Cliffjumper, so we can see even though in G1 stylings he would have been a very similar height to this dude, there are actually huge height differences here. In this mode, if we bring in Hoist, we can see Hoist is about the same height as your Earthrise Hoist. They look quite nice together. Obviously this dude is far better quality than this dude from Hasbro. We can also bring in, just for a laugh, X-Transbots Dead End, and we can see how they look together, and they do look really, really cool together. X-Transbots doing a fantastic job at the moment. So would I recommend that you pick up Seaspray? I 100% believe that you should pick up Seaspray. I love this version of Seaspray. The knees are a little loose on mine. They don't quite click in. He does fall down a little bit, but if you just push him, it doesn't really stop him from his posability, but that's the only issue I have. Everything else on this version of Seaspray is absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend that you pick this guy up and add him to your collection. If you don't, he does come in the G1 version, and as I say, I got this from Omega Lock. So yeah, if you're looking to pick this guy up, head over to Omega Lock. I think he's still available there. So guys, if you like what I'm doing around here, give us a like, a share and a subscribe, and of course let me know if you've got this guy. If you've got the G1 version, do you prefer the G1 version over the G2 colors? And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit, peace!